you can always go back and watch. So here's a link in the chat. Let me wait for the chat to load completely, and then I'll paste it in there. There it is, 14 out of 15. There's a link to the Rumble if you come over. And let me get on that volume over here. We should be okay. I got a Cyber up if he shows up. Or Iceman or anybody. I don't know, today's a weekday, so. But maybe Nick will pop in, or one of the new guys. There's some new guys that are coming around the Discord. By the way, I've got this super clean bong. And there's nothing in it yet, so let's go ahead and put something in there. Hey, Patrick. I'm not hearing you. Huh, why is that? Why aren't I hearing you? I've got the sound. Hey, Lisa. I don't know why I'm not hearing the chat read back. Really weird. Oh, shit, man. Give me a second here. There's no telling what's going on here. Go into About, right? And then you go to here, and you got to go to here. And I'll turn it off. And then I'll do it all over again and turn it back on again. Hey, Megsy. Okay, go to Appearance, Settings, Notifications, On. Okay. The sound is back on. I don't know why we're not hearing it. Hopefully, no readback. I don't understand why we're not getting any readback on the chat, guys. Hey, you made it. Killer TV, Nathan, Patrick, John Welder. I shared Trump's announcement when it first came out. I'm getting my ass ripped apart on Twitter. I'm just showing you. Well, Patrick, come on, man. Nobody cares to hear about Donald Trump. Nobody likes him. Do you think you're spreading news, telling people that Trump? I mean, I'm trying to be nice about this, Patrick. Think about it. Nobody likes Donald Trump. You think they want to hear from you, a guy who's paying $8 for a blue check on Twitter, that Trump is announcing his candidacy? Don't you think that every person on the planet knows before you told them on Twitter that Trump was announcing his reelection? I mean, he announced that he was going to announce a week ago. So you're not sharing any news, and all you're doing is just showing people that you're paying for this stupid little blue check. And that's just pissing people off, too. I'm not trying to get on your bad side, man. I'm just giving you, you're telling me what's going on, and I'm just giving you straightforward assessment of why this is happening to you. You know, maybe tweet about stuff that people want to hear about instead about people that everyone fucking hates, and you know everyone hates Donald Trump. You're so right. It's the truth. It never takes long with you, Patrick. That's what I love, bro. It never takes long, man. We get cut right to the quick, man. I love it. All right, so anyway, let's get to the cherry pie action. You fell off my Rumble channel and having a bit of trouble finding you. I'm sure I'll figure it out. I fell off your Rumble channel. Huh. I don't know why. I want to make you feel the way this song makes me feel. I want to make you guys feel happy and joyous, you know, and triumphant, because that's the way the song makes me feel, you know. And I want you guys to feel like that too, man. So if I can figure that out, how to make you guys feel as good as the song makes me feel, let me know what I got to do to make you guys feel good. Enoch, what's up, buddy? I'm sorry the chat readback is not working, and I have to figure this out. Let me pull up another web browser. Warzone? 5 times. Nathan, yeah, because you're subscribed to all 5 of my channels. Good, good, good. That's the way. That's how you know it's me, man. When you get those 5 notifications coming in simultaneously, that is the good news is coming on. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to switch this over to another browser. Give me a second here. Restream chat. What is that? Oh, it's the Rumble? The Rumble, it's... Make a page go away and, dude, all hell breaks loose. Dude, what is going on here? Why is my shit locking up? What is going on? Why is this doing this? What is wrong with you? Here we go. Chat. Where's the chat? Chat. There it is. Okay, cool. Okay. Let's just see if somebody will say something in the chat so I can see if it's working. Anyone at all? Just chat away.
Nathan Kings. I'm on the bowl of a bong now.
All right. Okay. We are working, guys. We've got audio. Okay, great. So let's turn the light on. Okay, let's turn on brighter. Okay, okay. The sun is down a little bit, so that's good. We can look outside and not be too hot and bright in here. Okay, right? Good. We got cannabis. We're ready to go. I just wish Cyber was here. I wish Cyber was here. I'd like to smoke with him. But any of y'all want to join me in the Discord, I'll give you a link to it. In the chat. And if you're on Rumble and you want to come to the chat, here it is in a Rumble rant. It's not working. Okay, there is it is in a comment below. So you can click on that and you can come visit me. Okay, Cyber's in there.
Lexi Williams. Hashtag loaded up.
Really, Megsy, do you smoke? You smoking along?
Joel Froggy.
Joel Froggy.
Hello.
I think both Joel and Megsy are in Australia. How far away are you guys from each other? Let me know what city you guys are in Australia. Megsy and Joel. How far away are you guys from each other? I'm going to guess one of you is in Queensland and the other one is in... I don't know. Let me know. Let's see if I got one right. I can't think of another place in fucking Australia. I'm terrible. In, what's the capital? Fuck, maybe it is Queensland. I don't know. Alright, whatever. You guys aren't talking to me. Okay, it's cool. It takes a while for my signal to get to Australia. I know. And then bounce back. I know.
Lexi Williams.
Oh, I got Queensland right! Oh, damn! Damn! What? Who nailed Queensland?
Kings. I'm off my head's fucked.
Alright, no law regarding cannabis.
Joel Froggy.
South Australia.
South Australia.
Queensland and South Australia. How far is Queensland from South Australia? Cheers, everybody.
Killer GB 420. Sydney. Billy Valentine. What's up? Hippie chick. Cheers.
So, I was breathing some fire over on Twitter. I decided to hop off there. Too much fire makes Nay a mean boy. You know what I mean? What is with all these fucking stupid bitches with their blow-up lips? Are you guys fucking dumb? Look at this.
Big Merc 83. Clinking glasses just hit one in the work truck.
Look at this. Look. Hey, ladies.
Lexi Williams. He might have fights to go there, but we still do.
Hey, ladies. Ladies. Stop this shit. Stop it. Okay? It's dumb. You look dumb. Okay? You look stupid. And this shit needs to stop. People like Jeff Bezos need to divorce dumb bitches that do shit like this. So they get the idea that we don't like it. Now, if there's anyone in my audience who likes women who inject their lips with whatever the fuck they're putting in there, fracking fluid for all I know, to make them look like that, as if that is some kind of an improvement on your face, let me hear from you in the chat. And also, I want to hear from, it's top of the hour. Also, I want to hear from you in the chat if you agree with me that this is the dumbest shit that women have come up with to date to do to their faces. I mean, I'd rather see a face tat on a woman than fake lips. You look like Mr. Potato Head. You look like Mr. Potato Head.
Gross as fuck. Billy Valentine. Don't talk shit. I just got 50cc put in my lower lip. Getting my ass done too. Just got to get the plane tickets to Mexico.
Whatever, Master Shake. It's one of my favorite episodes. When he gets the pump to keep pumping it into his jaw. It's so funny, dude. Oh my god, it's one of the greatest episodes of all time. Oh god, it is great.
Lexi Williams. Looks like she's been sucking on a vacuum cleaner.
It looks like she's been sucking on something.
I've seen women doing that for years. It's nasty, ugly. I don't know why they do it. Whatever though.
Thank you, Killer GB. Thank you, Megsy. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Sean.
You're not a fan of the duck lipping.
Right, Big Mark?
Jamma Beans.
Jamma Beans, hey.
Nay, hippie chick. It is ugly.
She's trying to make herself look like Angelina Jolie, but I got news for her.
Billy Valentine. But really, it looks like an oral infection.
Angelina Jolie came by that naturally. Look at her father. She's got his mouth. And if you realize that, all of a sudden Angelina Jolie's not so hot anymore. But, she came by it naturally. And women need to just let it go. You can't all be Angelina Jolie. Let it go. Just stop. With the eyelashes and the freaking blow-up lips. You guys are playing right into all of this, the dystopian movies, all of the worst parts of any dystopian movie that we've ever seen. Y'all are literally doing that shit. And it's sad. So just stop, man. I'm just saying, stop. You look at me and you're like, dude, you should cut your hair. You don't look so good with long fucking hair. Or who are you to call women out who inject their lips? Hey, and I say this. I agree with you. I don't look so good with long fucking hair, and I'm thinking about cutting it off soon. I don't like it. I think I'm going to look better with short hair. So, I'm willing to make a change if the women of the world are willing to stop injecting their fucking lips. I cut my fucking beard off, too. I want to look better. Unfortunately, injecting your lips isn't the way to do that.
Beans. I like your hair.
Thank you, Jammin' Beans. I don't get that enough. I'd like to have more compliments on my gorgeous, soft, beautiful, spiraling, dreadlockish hair.
I'm happy
beautiful.
With my aging with face products to protect healthy skin.
I'm going to miss it.
Mexi Williams. New. Killer GB 420. I never found Angelina Jolie attractive anyways, not my type.
Oh, yeah, I totally found her attractive. I'm not going to lie about that. Yeah, she's fucking hot. Angelina Jolie's always been hot. The fact that you don't find Angelina Jolie attractive, Killer GB 420, it leads me to have some suspicions around your whole persona. I wonder. I have questions about a man who doesn't find Angelina Jolie attractive. I mean, come on, let's go watch Tomb Raider.
Billy Valentine.
Let's go watch Tomb Raider.
I told you to cut your hair just after you shaved. You'll just blend in better and get less shit from taint eaters.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it for other people.
Here.
The only people I'll do it for is me, Billy. You know me, bro. I'm only going to do it when I feel like I want it. And when I feel good about it. You have like a short hair dream, and you're like, oh yeah, I cut all my hair off. You're like, that's cool. In the dream, you're like, that's
Big
cool.
Merc 83.
Like,
yeah,
I'm ready
me
for
too,
it.
bro. Sus.
Right? How can you not find Angelina Jolie attractive? It's like, I'm gonna question you if you tell me that you don't think Brad Pitt is a good-looking guy.
Killer GB 420.
You know?
Reese Witherspoon is more my type.
What, hot woman? I don't get it, Killer. I'm not seeing the difference there. They're both hot women. I don't see the difference. How are you? You know, so what? You know, you meet a girl who looks like Angelina Jolie, and you're just gonna be like, yeah, no. And you're gonna go lonely. You'd rather be lonely, right? Let me know about that, bro. I'm curious. I'm so curious about this.
Billy Valentine.
This is a hell of a statement to
I
make.
get it. It's like when my wife tried to stick her finger in my ass. No, honey, I have to be the one to choose.
Oops, dude, don't you want to get pegged like that dude on Fox News? It's not on Fox News anymore because everybody found out he was getting pegged, and he's too embarrassed to show his face on Fox News. What's that guy's name? The spin no spin zone talking points memo. What was that guy's name? Balding.
Big Merc 83. Tears of joy, open mouth smile.
He's the guy who said, fuck it, let's go live. Fuck it, let's go live.
I would call her Angelina all night long.
Gabriel. Oh, Gabriel, who are you? Welcome to the show. Let's do Bond rips.
420.
I like Gabriel.
No, I don't know. Just Angelina Jolie has never been my type. One means she's pretty, but would I pick her for a girlfriend or a wife? No, not something I would chase. Billy Valentine. What's pegged? Is it what I think it is?
Yeah, it's what you're talking about. Your wife tried to do to you. Your wife tried to peg you, and you were like,
Gabriel
no.
Arnoldville. Yeah, bong rips.
All right, no law regarding cannabis. Peg, it will come back to you. Peg, it will come back to you. Peg, shore to shore, you've seen it all. Peg, it's your favorite foreign movie. What? Peg! What? Cheers, guys.
Mexi Williams. Hashtag cheers, hashtag Girl Scout cookies. Billy Valentine.
Thank you,
I was kidding,
hippie
tears
chick.
of joy, but I bet my hemorrhoids would explode.
Oh, were you?
I'm good.
Oh, Billy, were you kidding that you didn't know what peg meant? Oh, wow. I would have never guessed. What was that guy's name on Fox? It's the No Spin Zone. It was with, what's that guy's name? Tall, douchebag, balding, very short hair, balding, kind of.
Gabriel Arnoldville. Like the bike pegs. Gabriel Arnoldville. Duh.
I could see him, but I just can't think of his name. He's got his own podcast now. They kicked him off. Fox. But he was the biggest. He had the biggest show. Sean Hannity took the spot, or no, I think it's Tucker Carlson took the spot. I'm wanting to say Hannity. Isn't that funny? It's O'Reilly.
Valentine.
The O'Reilly
No,
factor.
I was kidding that she tried to do that, but I now know another meaning for another English word. Stupid fucking language.
Right. It was the O'Reilly factor. Bill O'Reilly. Now he's replaced by Tucker Carlson, which basically sounds like a rooster crowing. Tucker Carlson? Well, I used to wake the morning before the rooster crows. Bow, bow, searching for soda bottles and get myself some dough. Go down to the corner, down to the country store. Cash 'em in, give my money to a man named Curtis Low. Bum, 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 bum.
The stoner says,
Old Kurt
I'm
was
back.
a black man with white curly hair. Hey, Stoner says, what's up? When he had a fifth of wine, well, he did not have a
Billy
care.
Valentine. Sounds like a parrot
He
trying
used
to
to
say,
play
"Fuck you,
old
Carlton."
dobro, used to lay it
420.
across his knee.
Yeah, that's right, Bill O'Reilly, you got it.
I give old Kurt my money, he'll play all day for me. Play me a song, Curtis Lowe, yeah, Curtis Lowe. I got your drinking money, tune up your dobro.
Happy 710.
People said he was useless, well them people all were fools. Happy 710. 'Cause Curtis Lowe was the finest picker to ever play the blues. Wow, 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 wow.
Killer GB 420. But last I heard Bill O'Reilly is over on another news network. Right hand is not working. What is that? I can't remember the name of the station. Billy Valentine. Curtis Lowe was a pickle.
Was a pickle?
The stoner says, oh snap, it's 12:11, that's just like 420.
No, the stoner says, it's 7:10. You got to get the times right. It's 7:10. We're just a minute and a half late. No law regarding cannabis. Everybody cheers.
Killer GB 420. Newsmax, that's what it is. He was over on Newsmax for a while. I don't know if he's still there or not.
Killer GB, do you watch Newsmax frequently, or do you just tune into it from time to time? Do you rely on Newsmax for your news?
2-turn TT. Same. Hippie chick. Cheers.
What's the next verse? Oh, he looked to be 50, no, 60. Yeah, maybe I was 10. My mama used to whoop me, but I'd go see him again. I'd cut my hands, stomp my feet, try and stay in time. He'd play a song or two and hit another fifth of wine. No, he'd say, take another drink of wine. Play me a song, Curtis Lowe, yeah, Curtis Lowe. I got your drinking money, tune up your dobro. Well, people said he was useless, well, them people all were fools. 'Cause Curtis Lowe was the finest picker to ever sing the blues. It's play the blues. The finest picker to ever play the blues. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Then it goes into the guitar solo, which I do not know. To that song, I don't know that guitar solo.
Killer GB 420. I watch all the news networks, CNN to Newsmax, and then I decide for what I think is true with and what not. I don't believe 100% of what any of the news organizations say.
But do you lean towards Newsmax? Do you kind of find yourself watching more Newsmax than the other ones? I want to show you, Killer GB, I want to show you a video, and I want to get your opinion on it, okay? I want you to watch this. This podcaster's name is Kim Iverson. And I want you to watch the presentation.
Hippie chick 560. Mary 420.
I want you to watch the presentation and listen to the what's going on and the whole premise. And I just kind of want your opinion on it.
The Surgeon General of Florida, Dr. Joseph Ladapo, is the first Surgeon General to speak up against the dangers of the mRNA vaccine for certain age groups. In fact, the Florida Department of Health has now advised males aged 18 to 39 to...
Well, I got to tell you something. She's putting out misinformation here, and I can't play it on my YouTube channel because they're going to shut me down. I'm almost 99% sure that what she just said isn't true.
Chicky Chick 560.
So I
agree though.
I can't play it in its entirety, but let's see if we can break it up.
Not take the mRNA vaccine. This is also some of the same guidance that has been given by other countries in Europe. So this is based on some sound science.
So what she just said right there is it's based on some sound science, okay? None of this is based on sound science. So already you're having a problem with the facts, with what she's saying. So Killer GB, as far as what you're seeing so far, though, does she seem pretty believable that she's probably going to give you a newsworthy story?
Joining us now to talk about it is Dr. Joseph Ladapo, the Surgeon General of Florida. Before we get into this interview, I want everybody to know that I recorded this just a few moments ago and unfortunately found that I had some technical difficulties, that my video did not record. I've had this happen once before, you might have noticed. So I will just be a smiling picture during this interview. You'll have to forgive me, but it's a great one. So I hope you continue watching. Dr. Joseph Ladapo, thank you so much for joining the show.
Hey, thank you for having me, Kim.
I'm a big fan of yours. I have to admit, before you became the Surgeon General of Florida, I was following your writings. That you were, I felt like, the most intelligent, sound, scientific...
No, actually not. I don't watch news organizations very often, but when I do, I'll watch a half hour of each one and get the general just to what's going on. Cully, mostly I'm online, not on TV.
Right. No, this isn't TV. This is online. This is an online podcast. But I still want you to just kind of check out who the guest is and what he's going to say and what they're going to be saying to you.
Based person that I'd found early on in the pandemic. You were writing articles for the Wall Street Journal, and I stumbled upon one of your writings and then just was blown away thinking, oh my gosh, this person, finally somebody actually following science and speaking the truth, and then continued to read many of your articles that you kept putting out there, and really big admirer of your work. And then you were named the Surgeon General of Florida. I know you were where I am in Los Angeles. Yeah. And then you moved to Florida, became the Surgeon General there, and I was just like, wow, okay, you know, I feel like maybe Ron DeSantis saw me tweet one day that I just loved you and thought you were so smart. I like to think that maybe, I'm sure it wasn't that at all. A lot of people were reading those articles thinking you were very intelligent, and obviously that paid off for you, thank God. So thanks for being here. I do want to bring that up, though, first, before we get into this mRNA, the vaccine, and the new guidance in Florida. But can you just tell us really quickly, what was your experience you were with UCLA, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So you're a professor there.
When you were putting out these articles that were so against the
truth ever so far, as elusive as the whispers of the wind,
chorus of what people were kind of almost like hypnotized into saying, and you were speaking science, what was the reaction?
You were speaking science, she just said.
Action from some of your colleagues.
You want to know what the science was he was speaking?
So let me paint the pre-pandemic picture. So I'm a nice guy. I like people. You know, I was a popular guy in the department. You know, I'm a nice guy. I do good work, and I took care of patients, and I was well liked in the department. And when the pandemic came, and I was working in the hospital actually the week that, and I took care of some patients with COVID the week that Governor Newsom shut down the state. I wrote the first article about COVID that was published in USA Today.
Okay, so he wrote an article, right? And it got published. And he said, it's too late for shutdowns to save us.
Les Peter Guitar
Moo.
Jam. Moo.
Moo.
Moo. Moo, bro. How you doing?
Moo, bro. Oh, I'm okay.
Good.
Okay.
Billy Valentine. She's a kiss ass on steroids.
Okay.
So, it's a little hard for me to touch on, but I'm going to try to do it carefully. He wrote an article that she claims was science. And his article said, shutdowns, it's too late for shutdowns to save us. That's what he wrote an article about. And she claims that's science. And he claims he's a fucking scientist writing an article like that. And the truth is, if everybody in the whole fucking planet had shut down, if we had done it, and we didn't have cunts like him that were speaking out against it, and say we had spent a fucking month
Sheila
shut down,
Rose. Smile with a halo.
we could have fucking got rid of this whole goddamn thing in a month. Been done with it, cleaned our hands of it, picked everything up, and kept going, and we would have been strong as fuck. But we dicked around, we fucked around, and we didn't do it right. But for him to say that it wouldn't save us, it's just factually incorrect. It's actually provable that if people stay away from each other, they can't transmit disease. It's true. Isn't that crazy? He's literally, this is what Ron DeSantis hired him for.
If you give me
The papers that he was writing and getting published for. This is why Ron DeSantis hired him and made him Surgeon General, because of these stupid fucking articles that this moron was fucking writing. They weren't even making sense, and they were based on no science, and nothing that this man has ever produced was ever based on science. Okay? He's not a science guy. He's a fucking doctor. He doesn't understand, stuff like studies. He claims he's got his own studies that he did himself. That's his published work. That's where he came to all of these stupid fucking conclusions. About the myocarditis and the 18 to 20, the third, whatever the fuck it is. Oh my God, he made up all of his own bullshit. This guy's a fucking laughing stock.
Spycaster.
And he literally admits it.
This is so true. If they didn't care about the optics of a pandemic shutting things down, they could have shut down for a month and killed it from spreading and mutating so much.
Spycaster, it would have been so nice. Something like that would have been so nice. And it would have been 1 month of pain. And if everybody had just done it, and we wouldn't have had to we wouldn't have to worry about that shit. If we had just, but shutdowns can't save us. Hey, do it for 30 days. Do it right now. Hey, dumbass motherfucker. If everybody shuts down right now for 30 days, you think we could kill it and get rid of it? Because we're not, intermingling and spreading it? Huh. People could even wear, dare I say, masks again. Try to get Floridians to wear a fucking mask. Oh, that ain't gonna fucking happen.
Basically saying, slow your roll with the lockdowns. It's not a wise policy.
Is that your science?
It's not going to get us anywhere meaningful because virus.
Slow your roll with your lockdowns. Is that your science, bro? Was that your science in your article that got published?
It's going to spread in a country as free as our country. And
the point was to not make it free for 1 month. That was the point.
Especially the school shutdowns and the business shutdowns
are
devastating beyond.
It doesn't even make sense. What he just said was a direct contradiction in terms. It didn't even make sense. If we all stayed inside for a week, it'll eradicate bears. Science. What he just said was a direct contradiction in what he just said seconds before.
Spycaster. I hate that the mask became a political touchstone.
So, do you want to hear the contradiction?
It's going to spread in a country as free as our country.
As free as our country. You just said lockdowns won't work. You're not free when you're locked down, dumbass. Right? So you're talking about non-lockdowns or partial lockdowns or inadequate lockdowns or not a lockdown at all. That's what you're talking about.
And those measures that you're proposing, especially the school shutdowns and the business shutdowns, are devastating beyond imagination. If
They wouldn't have been for 30 days, you know, we would have gotten over it really quick. We wouldn't have had all the supply chain issues that we had. Fucking inflation probably wouldn't have been so severe. You know, the crypto market and the goddamn stock markets probably wouldn't have crashed. You're an idiot. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. None of this is based on anything that you ever learned in school. You learned how to be a doctor. You didn't learn how to read somebody else's study, something that isn't your specialty. You know, that's not your area of expertise.
Go on for anything other than a super short period of time. And actually that was received very well. And then I wrote the second article I wrote about COVID, and that was accepted in the Wall Street Journal, and that was titled, "Lockdowns Won't Stop the Spread."
Spikester.
Once again.
No need for a vax for a virus that burned itself out in a month because it couldn't spread.
No need for... Right. Could you imagine if we did that, if we locked it all down, and we literally didn't have freaking any of that shit spreading around because we locked it all down? But look at this. What is that? It's another article. It's the exact same thing. You're saying the exact same thing. So you're just repeating yourself. This is literally why Ron DeSantis hired this guy to be the Surgeon General of the state of Florida. Because of these stupid articles. And this is why Kim Iverson is just sucking his dick over it. She just loves this shit. Two right-wingers. It's hilarious, right? A woman, right, where the Republicans are taking women's rights away through their autonomy, right? And an African-American who, they're in his state, they're gerrymandering African-Americans in southern Florida. Yeah, his great bosses. Nice, huh?
That was received...
Taking their votes away from them.
Well, as in, oh, wow, that's interesting, Joe. We didn't think of that. Oh, thanks for saying... And then after that, things started going downhill. So I think maybe the next article was something like... They titled it something cool, but it was the looming civil liberties battle or something like that. And by the time it got to George Floyd's tragic killing, and
I just want to see if you guys catch that.
To George Floyd's tragic killing, George Floyd's tragic killing, George Floyd's tragic killing, George Floyd's tragic killing.
Do you guys notice anything about that? What do you notice about what he just said? Do you guys notice anything about that? In the chat. Look how he looks away. It's kind of weird when he looks away when he says that. Huh. You guys caught that, right?
The Stoner says, what does it have to do? Big Merc 83, tragic.
No. No, Stoner, it doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about. I'm wondering if you're catching what he said right there.
The Stoner says, with lockdowns.
No.
Hissy chick. Body language good catch.
Yeah. Body language, but did you hear what he said? Did you catch? I played it for you over and over again.
And it was looming civil liberties battle or something like that. And by the time it got to George Floyd's tragic killing,
Cassie. Hi guys.
Tragic killing.
Cassie, what are we watching?
Do you guys hear it now? I kind of zoomed in on it for you, like with a microscope. Is there anything wrong with that terminology? Does it seem weird to you? George Floyd's
The stoner says,
tragic
enlighten, please.
killing. Was it a killing?
The stoner says, expand.
The man, the piece of shit police officer who murdered
Sheila Rose, killing on purpose.
who murdered George Floyd was found guilty of what? Of killing George Floyd? No. Of what? What was he found guilty of? He was found guilty of murder. Okay? Isn't it an interesting choice of words? I digress. I want to point it out to you. Wait.
And we had people who earlier in the pandemic, no, you can't protest the lockdowns. But now, oh yes, you can protest, Black Lives Matter, all this other stuff. And it was just so blatantly political. And I wrote as much and was not. I actually pulled some punches, but you have to thread a line to publish in big newspapers. Then things started heading downhill further in terms of who was this guy? I thought I liked him. I don't like him anymore. I don't like what he's saying, and I basically gradually became ostracized socially, and even from an academic perspective, there were a few people that decided they couldn't work with me anymore.
See, he's admitting
on my NIH-funded grants, and I had 4 NIH-funded grants at the time, and things just. There were some people that remained friendly, but I think a lot of people were uncomfortable with what I was writing. Even those people who remained friendly.
He's admitting it. He's telling you people were distancing themselves from me, professionals, because they were telling me, I wasn't making sense or whatever. You weren't making sense, dude. You weren't following science. You're making up your own shit, writing about it, publishing it, because you got MD after your name. That's it. You're a fucking snake oil salesman. You're pushing bullshit on people.
Friendly, but really the greater force, particularly with my boss, was you should. Oh no, not another article. Oh boy, let's do it this time. So that was how that.
Sheila Rose.
That's interesting. I mean, extra hypocritical. I mean, it was obviously, as you mentioned, hypocritical that people were against people protesting lockdowns, and then suddenly they were like, "Oh, but get out there! It's a public health crisis, so get out there and protest the killing of George Floyd," which was absolutely an inhumane, terrible.
Yeah, whatever. Inhumane, terrible. What'd you say?
Of George Floyd, which was absolutely an inhumane. Get out there and protest the killing of George Floyd, the killing of George Floyd, which of George Floyd protest the killing of George protest the killing of George protest the killing of George.
Isn't it interesting that both of these right-wing nut jobs choose to use the word killing George Floyd instead of saying the murder by a police officer? The murder of George Floyd. The man was murdered. Okay? It wasn't a killing. The jury convicted him of fucking murder. And he's sitting in jail right now for it. He's in prison right now. So, I know it...
Billy Valentine.
This is
a
how...
killing and a murder are the same shit, I think, thinking face.
This is how people like them sleep at night. This is how they can go to sleep at night, because they have these narratives that they adhere to. Jinmin, what's up, bro? It was a killing. It was a killing. Interesting, right?
Jay Inman.
Both of them use the term.
It was a public murder.
It's kind of like a right-wing talking point. Cyber, you ready to smoke, bro?
Packing a ball.
Okay.
Floyd, which was absolutely an inhumane, terrible event that happened for sure.
No, it was a murder. Just say the word, Kim, you right-wing nut job. Is it so hard for you to say? It was a murder.
Doubt about that. But the hypocrisy in what was considered public health at that time and what you could or could not do. Definitely. But then on top of it, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but you're black, right? So your colleagues, then when you're writing about that and saying,
Dude, she just fucking said that to him. Billy Ballantyne. Did you hear what she just said to him? She literally just said that right to him, and he didn't even flinch. Oh my God. Well, you know, I don't know if she's noticed this
Jay
before.
Inman, one half of the hour. Cheers everyone, trendies.
I don't know if she's noticed this before, but she's a racist. Anyhow, wow, dude. I mean, Billy, did you catch that one? Cyber, you're ready. No law regarding cannabis.
Yeah,
Bottom
I'm
of
ready.
the hour. We're late. All right, cool, brother. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Cyber.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, everybody.
Billy Ballantyne. Yup.
from the scientific perspective, what was considered public health at that time and what you could or could not do. Definitely. But then on top of it, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but you're black, right? So your colleagues, definitely. But then on top of it, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but you're black, right? So you've noticed, but you're black, right? So definitely. But then on top of it, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but you're black, right? So your colleagues, then when you're writing about that, and saying, from the scientific perspective, this is hypocritical. And then were your colleagues also, I'm just curious, like, so were they being hypocritical as well? They're saying Black Lives.
Jay Inman. Nay, Florida is kicking right now with mushrooms. Billy Ballantyne. Maybe she was unsure.
No, well, the way he does he serves at the pleasure of Ron DeSantis, who is a serial racist in leadership right now. It's sickening.
Lives matter, yet they're ostracizing the black doctor who's saying to them.
If you follow me on Twitter, you follow one of my accounts, you see I put up a post. It said, Ron DeSantis likes shipping people around. There was somebody else who used to do that too, and I put up a photograph from one of the trains, and the Jews were getting on the trains, from the Holocaust.
Just pointing out the obvious of how hypocritical this whole thing is. I mean, that the whole scenario from top to bottom.
Yeah, no, totally. And I'm not big on any party, and I don't mean anything against Democrats, but it is the case that they champion all these policies in their words, but if you don't, even if you're in one of these groups that they care about and think should be treated differently from other people, and we'll put that problem aside for a moment, even if you're in one of these groups, if you're not saying what you're supposed to say, you can be any color in the rainbow, you are going to be painted badly.
Right. I mean, it's just, it's them saying, listen to black people, and then you say something, and they say, but not you, except for you. Yeah. You're the wrong one. I mean, and we see that over and over, the hypocrisy. So, that's, to be expected, unfortunately, here in LA, I think. People turning, just the chorus and sticking with the lines and truly feeling like, no, this is how it's got to be because this is like a new religion in a way. It's really unfortunate. So let's talk about the recommendation that recently came out, Florida the Department of Health, saying that that adult males 18 to 39 should not be getting the mRNA vaccine. I'm curious, does that also extend to younger men?
We only looked in that older age group.
Okay.
You have a great point, though, because the myocarditis really seems to be concentrated in maybe the 16-year-old men to late 20s or so, right, is when the risk is highest. But it's also important to note that there's a Scandinavian...
All right, YouTube algorithm, Just so you know, what this man is saying is misinformation. It's absolutely not true. In the state of Florida, he gets to help write the laws here. He gets to help pass the legislation that's passed in this state. Don't let it fool you. What this man is saying is incorrect. So understand, the study that he's going to be referring to is his own study.
Study that was published in some months ago, maybe 6 months ago, in JAMA, the Journal of the American Medical Association. And that increased risk with the Moderna vaccine is also present in women, in young women. It's a lot more in men, but it is present in women also. And that's correct. We did this analysis and we found a signal for an increased rate of cardiac-related death.
Did you guys hear what he just said? We did this analysis. Did you hear that? Okay, so I want you to hear what he said. He's not a research doctor, everybody. He's not. So I want you to listen to what he said here.
Really concentrated a signal for an increased rate of cardiac-related death. Really concentrated in that age group. And I made the recommendation that at this point in the pandemic, a signal for an increased rate of cardiac-related death. And that's correct. We did this analysis, and that's correct. We did this analysis, and that's correct. We did this analysis, and
there it is. It's his study. We did this analysis. This is what we determined. You guys aren't experts. You guys looked at a bunch of studies. You misread them. You misinterpreted them. You found studies that were actually no good as well, that were invalid, and you used them as well. In fact, what I'd like to do, there is a woman on YouTube, and she's also on Twitter. She's got this science channel. She's awesome. And you know what? I bet you, if we asked her really nicely, she would debunk this guy. Let me just go through my history really fast and find her channel, because I was watching her this morning. Here she is, Dr. She's Back to the Science. Back to the Science. This is actually a really good. This is a good. I didn't see the whole thing, but this is a really good segment that she did.
Hello, and welcome to Back to the Science. I'm Dr. Susan Oliver, and I'm a scientist. And this is Fred Oliver, and he's a teddy bear.
Right. So I want you to pay attention to the teddy bear she's holding in her hand, because I was standing in my bathroom and this was playing in my bedroom, and I was looking over and I was watching her hold up the teddy bear, and I was listening to what she was saying. And I wasn't really focusing on the teddy bear, but I wish I had. So I want you guys to just take a second, right? This is amazing. Watch this.
And if you're wondering why I'm introducing you to Fred and not my dog Cindy like I usually do, this is what can sometimes happen if Cindy gets her paws on stuffed toys. And I couldn't risk it happening to Fred. Anyway, this is just a quick video to explain something that seems to be perplexing both Professor Norman Fenton and Dr. John Campbell. Professor Norman Fenton recently tweeted the following, and just when you think it wasn't possible to have less trust in official UK statistics, ... And this is accompanied by a figure showing the discrepancy between the population estimated by the ONS compared with the number of patients registered at GP practices in England, with the following highlighted
You know what I just realized?
Yellow.
Yes. It's okay. I think they're just cables in there. So this is amazing. I didn't think of this. She probably already has a video addressing that guy from Florida. on her channel. I should go through and see if she's already done a video about it, you know?
So, 5.5 million more people in England registered with a GP than the total population. And we also know there are millions of England residents not registered with a GP.
Right. So, then she's going to pull up John, Mr. Doctor, fucking circle, circle, dot, dot, check, check, now I've got Jimmy Dore's balls in my hand. Guy. She's going to pull him up, and he's going to be underlining shit. And watch, she's going to debunk this shit, and it's hilarious.
And then Dr. John Campbell jumped on the bandwagon.
ONS released data on the 2nd of November. Census date, March 21, 2021. The size of the...
Okay. Don't you already want to slap him for underlining the date? I mean, he's so obnoxious. And this is, you know, science.
The resident population of England and Wales was 59 million and a half. And that was the breakdown. So 56 million people in England.
Listen to what he's saying.
56 million people, 56 million and a half people in England.
Circle, circle,
now,
dot,
NHS
dot.
Digital, they say that there's 62 million people registered with the GP practice in England as of the 1st of November 2022. So, to be fair, NHS Digital are only about 5.5 million out. So that's like, 5.5 million out. So 26, 27, yeah, it's about 5.5 million, isn't it? So the population is 56 million. Okay, it could have gone up a little bit in that time, but not that many by any means. 56 million and a half people in the UK, 62 million, 56 million living in the UK, so living in England, get it right, John. 56 million living in England, 62 million registered with a GP. And we know that there's several million people in England not registered with a GP. So if we want to know how many people are registered with GPs in England, we can see that it's more than the total population. This is just absurd. How we were supposed to trust figures from the...
Okay, now, she's going to debunk this, and it's funny how she does it. What she says is there's a whole bunch of people that they're in the UK and they register while they're there, and then they go live somewhere else, and there's a lot of people that travel in and out of the country. So, here.
NHS, Digital and Security Agency, if they're going to get at least 5.5 million
He's a
out.
fucking idiot.
Not impressive.
He
not
thinks
impressive
this is science.
at all. And it's just one of those absurdities you keep finding. So there you go. You can believe official data, or you can believe official data. But the Office for National Statistics is the correct one there. NHS Digital are like way out. And why is that deliberate? I mean, it's a heck of a mistake to make if it's, you know,
look at all the question marks.
About it would be, but look
at all the question marks you put.
Inexplicable, and it's just one of those mischievous things I like talking out. I didn't discover it, of course. The great English academic Norman Fenton identified that, and I pinched it off his Twitter site.
Yeah, you pinched it off, all right,
if either Professor Fenton or Dr. Campbell had done a little due diligence, they would know there are a number of logical reasons for the discrepancy in figures. And in fact, you can find a report all about it, which was published at the end of 2016 in the online House of Commons library. Now, I will take you through the main findings of the report, but first, an anecdote. For those of you who don't know, I was born in England, but in 1967, my parents decided to become what are known as 10-pound poms and emigrate to Australia. And Fred and I came too. And you can see Fred tucked under my arm in this photo of us leaving Manchester on our way to Australia. 10 years later, in 1977, my parents saved up enough money for us all to go back for a holiday and reunite with our relatives. Fred stayed home in Australia, but my little brother, Peter, who was born in Australia, came back with us. The trip back in the aeroplane was super exciting. We got to see inside the cockpit, and the flight attendant smuggled Peter and me goodies from first class, including some specially perfumed wet flannels, which I rubbed all over my face and arms. Alas, by the time we landed in England, I was covered in a rash. So my parents took me to my former doctor, and guess what? I was still registered with him, as were my parents, even though we had left the country 10 years earlier.
10 years.
Although what I shared is just an anecdote, it turns out there are lots of what are known as ghost patients registered with NHS GPs. This report states these ghost patients include people who have moved house or left the country without deregistering, as well as some people who have died. Also, short-term migrants aren't included in ONS's population estimates, but some are registered with GPs. The other thing that the report covered was that although overall there were more patients registered with NHS GPs than population estimates, this varied quite a bit by area, with some areas showing a higher number of patients registered than the ONS population and some areas showing a lower number. You will notice that two of the locations where registrations are above normal are Cambridge and Oxford, which of course are towns with huge university student populations. These students are likely to be registered with GPs in the area, but not necessarily picked up by the census, which is only undertaken every 10 years. And most students manage to finish their degrees in less than 10 years. Those from the UK are also most likely to be registered with GPs in their hometown as well. Interestingly, the towns where GP registrations are lower than the ONS population estimates include some towns with military bases. Members of the military wouldn't need to register with local GPs because they get their medical treatment on the base. So the inconsistencies between the ONS and the NHS figures aren't the gotcha moment that Dr. John Campbell and Professor Norman Fenton seem to think. And if either of them had done some basic due diligence, they would know why. If you'd like to read the report in full, I've provided a link to it in the video's description. If you've got this far, which is probably not that far because it's a fairly short video, but anyway, thank you for listening. And if you've liked or commented on the video, double thank you, because that helps the algorithm and means that more people will see the video. And of course, thank you to everyone who has bought me a coffee. I really appreciate your support. I will be continuing to make videos about the science in the future, so if you'd like to see them, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you.
She's freaking great. So let's go to her channel. It's Back to the Science. And let's see if she has something on that guy. I wonder if she ever addressed it. And she basically just debunks Robert Campbell. I wonder if she says anything about Florida. No. Okay. Cool. I'm going to ask her. I'm going to ask her if she'll consider going over his, the Surgeon General of Florida's study. She just put this up 11 hours ago.
Hello.
She's on Twitter. I could just assume tweet at her, right? Dr. Susan Oliver. I wonder if I could find her on Twitter. Whoops. Hey man, get off my goddamn screen. Dr. Susan Oliver 1. I wonder if that's her. Okay, so that guy's study, if I get a link to this study, and send it over to her. Okay, cool. I'll tweet that at her. I'll see if that's her. That might not be her. Oh, it is her, dude. Dude, she's on Twitter, bro. I just tweeted at her. That's awesome. Okay, and I'll also put it on our YouTube. Wait, where's YouTube at? I forgot. I lost it. I lost the YouTube. Oh, there she is. There she is. I got it. Okay, we'll see if she checks it out, man. Wouldn't that be great? I think it would be awesome. Oh shit, dude. They just tweeted about this guy. Something's going on. Oh no, it's a retweet from me. My bad, my bad. It's my retweet. Nays Garden retweeted 23 hours ago. It's that dude.
Is not effective at stopping transmission. Florida Department of Health is going to be the first state to officially recommend against the COVID-19 vaccines.
God damn, he's so stupid. I can't even play this on the fucking channel. I'll get in trouble. Now, I tweeted that, guys. You can see that on Twitter, that video. It's all just statements from him at different places, just saying the dumbest shit. All non-science bullshit with Ron DeSantis back there just fucking jerking off behind him, you know? Little mini fucking Hitler. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Look up to the skies and open your eyes and see. I'm just a poor boy. I need no sympathy, 'cause I'm easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Anywhere the wind blows doesn't really matter to me, to me. Yeah, I should have Mark send me back my microphones. Mama! No, maybe I shouldn't actually. We want to listen to more of this guy's bullshit?
Found a signal for an increased rate of cardiac-related death, really concentrated in that age group. And I made the recommendation that at this point in the pandemic, honestly, we wrote it in a very scholarly way, but it truly is a little...
We wrote it in a very scholarly way. Do you guys want to hear him say that shit again?
A little bit crazy to be pushing this scholarly way, but very scholarly way, but we wrote it in a very scholarly way, but we wrote it in a very scholarly way, but that at this point in the pandemic, honestly, we wrote it in a very scholarly way, but it truly is a little bit crazy to be pushing these vaccines on young men at this point in the pandemic, when almost all of them have had COVID already.
Right, yeah. And there are other options, I suppose, that are out there rather than mRNAs. Do you think it's, because now they're coming out with a new mRNA that includes, it also includes a flu shot and a COVID shot. Am I mistaken on this? I feel like there's one that's out now that's a combo.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's been released, but there are dozens.
Look, the Surgeon General of Florida doesn't even know the status of what's going on with vaccines. This guy's a fucking quack-ass bitch, and she's a dumb bitch for fucking platforming him. That's all I gotta say about that. Yeah, I think that's enough coverage on that shit. What else can I say? Anyone want to add anything in the chat? What do we got over here? What do we got? 3 people over here. Look at this. We're shutting it up. We're shutting it down. We're shutting it all around. Look, this is wrong. This is right. This is good. This is bad. This is very not so what it's supposed to be. God bless America, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're very good. Oh, look at this. We're shutting it up. Buffet. Look at that. That's nice. What's not nice is those low numbers. I'm going to call this one an hour and 23 minutes on the Rumble, an hour and 13 minutes on the YouTube. Yes, there's some additional footage over there if you want to go catch it on the Rumble from the start. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys later, maybe tonight, okay? Let's do it again. It was fun. You guys take care. I hope you enjoyed the analysis. All right. Bye. Speaking of analysis, 16.5, why? 16.5, why?